Now we're going to go into evaluating how we come up with finding R, finding that discount rate if we are given all of the other information. And this is based off of the basic lump sum time value of money formula. Okay, so we take our basic formula here, which is the present value equals future value divided by 1 plus R to the t power. Now, sometimes one of those things that we're going to be given is you're going to be able to see the price that something's selling at. Let's say that you see something selling for $78.35. Okay, and you know that it promises to pay you. It will pay you, this investment will pay you $100 in 5 years. Okay, so what we have here is that this will pay you $100 in 5 years. It'll cost you $78.35 right now. But we have to compare this to what our own discount rate is, what our opportunity cost is. What can my funds be doing with this otherwise? So we're going to need to solve for R. Okay, and the way we can do this is we just substitute all these things into this formula here. And then we have the R that needs to be solved for. Okay, so there's a couple different ways that we can go about doing this. One of which is we can do this algebraically. Okay, so basically we can rearrange this. So we're going to have 1 plus R to the 5th. Multiply both sides by 1 plus R to the 5th. Divide both sides by 78.35, which gives us 1.28. Okay, and then what we're going to do here is that we are going to take the 5th root. Okay, so we take this to the 5th root. Now, it's going to be naturally, you're like, ooh, how do I do that? Well, it's pretty simple here, is that what we're doing when we're taking the 5th root is an exponent, is that the 5th root here of 1.28 is going to be equal to 1.28 to the 1/5 power. Okay, so what we're going to do is when you put this in the calculators, we're going to take 1.28 and raise it to the 1/5 power, which means that we're going to have here 1 plus R equals 1.05. Okay, we subtract R1 off of both sides, and we end up with R being 0.05 or 5%. Okay, so that's how we go about and we solve for R. The stumbling block is probably going to be this exponent here. We're taking the 5th root. Remember, that's equal to the 1/5 power, just like the square root is equal to the 1/2. And when we put that in our calculator, we can use that y to the x button. Okay, and that y to the x button basically would mean here we did 1.28, we hit the y to the x button, and then we typed in 0.2, right? We typed in 1 divided by 5, which is 0.2, okay? And that's what gave us that 1.05. Okay, I hope that's clear. We have a couple other examples that we'll be working the same problem through.